Уважаемые коллеги, құрметті қонақтар мен әріптестер, бүгін екінші соңғы күнін конференцияны бастап отырмыз. Сіздерге бәріңізге сәттілік тілеймін. Доброе утро, уважаемые коллеги и друзья, гости. Сегодня завершающий второй день нашей конференции. И сегодня до 2 часов будет вести конференцию Айгерим Жомартовна Раимжанова, заместитель проректора по академической деятельности университета Нархоз, и Багдад Жумашевна Узбаева, директор научной библиотеки Сатпаев университета. Всем желаю удачи. Айгерим Жомартовна, я вам передаю слово.
Доброе утро, уважаемые коллеги. Рада всех снова видеть. Вчера был очень плодотворный день. Dear colleagues, welcome to the second day of the library conference. We had a very productive day yesterday, around 220 participants altogether, guests from the United States, from the Netherlands, from the UK, from Russia, and also the top universities in Kazakhstan as well. We are especially grateful for the fruitful discussions that we had, and we're hoping that today we're going to have the same intensity of discussions. So the first word I wanted to give to Kристин Брэддок, representative of the JSTOR company. Kристin, are you with us?
Hello, yes, I am.
Super, then the floor is yours.
Wonderful. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yes, please. We made you a co-host so that it'll be convenient for you to share.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, hello. My name is Kристин Брэддок. I am an account development manager for Eastern, Central Europe, the Middle East, and Asia on the JSTOR outreach team. And today I'm going to talk about JSTOR archive collections. The agenda for today, JSTOR has a lot of different products, but today I'm going to focus on primary sources, archive collections, thematic collections. I'm just going to briefly touch on the content due to time constraints. The slides will have a little bit more that will be available to you after this presentation, as will my contact information if you have follow-up questions. And then I will talk a little bit more about the resources that JSTOR has made available during this period of the pandemic. And then there'll be some times for questions and answers. About us, JSTOR is a digital library. We were developed to help libraries to repurpose space, to share the cost of digital storage and preservations, and spread access for users. JSTOR today JSTOR in the past, it was started as preservation. Today, JSTOR it helps over 10,000 libraries participating in over 170 countries. Content is consistently being added to JSTOR since the launch, and there's more than 79 million pages of journal content available and preserved on JSTOR. JSTOR primary sources. I'm briefly going to touch on primary sources. Again, I'm not going to go into all the content available on primary sources, but I'll just briefly touch on the 4 collections that we have. We have more than 2 million primary sources across 4 collections, supporting research and teaching in humanities, social sciences, and in sciences. We have Struggles for Freedom in South Africa, World Heritage Sites, 19th century British pamphlets, and global plants. And our archival journals, we have more than 2,700 academic journals, which are across humanities, social sciences, and sciences. They're all, one of the main benefits of JSTOR is it's a very trusted source. It's a great starting place for researchers. It's been conducted in 262 million searches, and it's been downloaded more than 230 million journal archives just in 2019 alone. JSTOR is curated, all the collections are curated, and all of the journals on JSTOR meet specific criteria and undergo a review process in order to join JSTOR. So that way, your students and your librarians, everyone that uses JSTOR in your library, they know that they can trust the research coming from JSTOR. This includes journal rankings, in-depth examination of research and citation data, and more. JSTOR content is also DRM free and unlimited access when you access our journals, which is very important. What's included? We're an archival journal collection. So that means that we have all of the issues from volume 1, issue 1, up into the moving wall. That includes all of the previous and related that includes all of the issues from volume 1, issue 1, and as a result, many journals on JSTOR have greater coverage than in what is available via other providers' databases. As a mission-based, not-for-profit organization, we are committed to providing affordable fees that fit many different communities and many different institution types. And each year, hundreds of thousands of articles are added to each year, hundreds of thousands of articles are added to archival journal collections as the moving wall changes at no additional cost. This includes that collections will not be withdrawn, so you are ensured that journal content will always be available and consistency. Digital files for each of the entire archives are preserved, and again, due to in-depth into the time, I'm not going to go to in-depth on each of the collections, but they'll be available to you after this presentation. We have 15 arts and science collections. These are multidisciplinary collections that include many different arts and science disciplines, starting with Arts and Science 1, which was our first collection on the JSTOR platform. And then we have our discipline collections, Business and Economics, Business 1, Business 2. And down to dedicated country-specific collections. We have thematic collections, which are our newest collections. These are a wider, more specific collection. They give a more in-depth and diverse collection, sustainability, security studies, and lives of lit. We have a lot of resources that support our platform. These include on-demand webinars, live webinars. We have a sample of this is the one that we just did on remote teaching, which was resources available to librarians who are teaching remote right now. It covers a syllabus, tools, and it helps our librarians with using our remote access tools. We also have LibGuides available, which are guides that help promote and support JSTOR on campuses. These can be for students or librarians. We have a research guide for students who are new to using JSTOR. During the pandemic, we've had a lot of resources available to help assist libraries during this period. We currently, for any higher ed institution who subscribes to JSTOR, we have free options for expanded access. This gives them access to all the primary sources, all the archive collections, arts and sciences 1 through 15, and the thematic collections until June 30th, 2021. So up until June 30th of this year. We're also giving newly released content that's available for open access, and we've expanded our open access content on JSTOR and ArtStore. ArtStore is images that are integrated within JSTOR. It's a we have opened up that as well for our higher ed institutions who are currently licensing JSTOR during this time period. All of that is available for free until June 30th of this year. We've also had our technical support team. They have remote access available, extended browser pairing available due to campuses being remote. And we have usage reporting available for all of this expanded content so that libraries can see how this usage is being used. And usage reporting, JSTOR is completely Counter 5 compliant. I'm not getting into Counter right now, but it's just important to know that all of the data that is in JSTOR is self-serve. Librarians are able to pull usage reports on their own. They can time those reports. They can get monthly schedule reports emailed directly to their inbox, and they can also do one-off reports if they need to pull specific data. They can also contact us if they need non-counter reports, and we can pull specific data that they're looking for as well. Does anyone have any questions that I can answer? You know, that was a lot of information very quickly. Is there any information or any questions that I can answer at this time about JSTOR? Please don't all talk at once. Let me see if the chat box. See anything. Okay, I will leave my information here.
Hi, I'm so sorry. We had a microphone problem for some reason.
Oh, no problem.
Apparently today, people can't unmute themselves unless the admin gives them the access.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so first of all, there are already questions in the chat. Question number one.
I can't see the chat. Sorry about that. I couldn't find it on this bar here.
If you scroll down, you go on Zoom. Yep, you press Zoom. Oh, for some reason it's weird that is like that.
Yeah, it's not allowing me to see them.
I see. Okay, I'll just tell you, no problem. So question number one is regarding free access, whether there's anything regarding that. Number two, question regarding medical collections. Number three, does your library have free access till June 30th? And I think that's all for now. I'll tell the other questions later.
Okay, yeah. I will go back. We do have free access. It's called open access is the free access, and it's expanded right now. The COVID resources I talked about is a little confusing because an institution does have to be paying for JSTOR to get access to everything free.
Kristen, we cannot hear you. Could you please unmute yourself?
I'm so sorry. I don't know how I got muted. I'm not as familiar with Zoom. I'm used to using another platform. I'm very sorry.
No problem.
We do have free access, and it is expanded during this time period. We've added more titles. Our JSTOR is not a publisher, we're an aggregator, but our publisher partners have expanded our titles on JSTOR. So I can share this link, and there's many different titles on here that have to do with coronavirus or public health, things like that that have been curated.
Kristen, I'm sorry, we can't see your screen. We only see your desktop. I don't know if you're sharing or no.
Why is it not sharing the right screen?
I think maybe you can stop the share and then reshare it.
Okay, has it not been sharing the right screen the whole time?
No. We've seen your presentation perfectly. It's just like the last few minutes that it's sort of froze on your desktop.
Okay, I'm very sorry about that. Okay. Can you now see what I'm sharing?
No, not yet.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No, we're sorry that we're making it difficult.
No, it's just I have everything very prepared, so I'm just very embarrassed that it's not. Okay, so
I think you should just stop the share, like if you can do that from Zoom.
Can you? It says it says it's sharing the screen, is it not?
Yeah, but it's only sharing the desktop screen for some reason. Like we're not moving along with you as you go along.
Okay, that's very okay. Okay. Now is it?
Yep, now we see it.
Great.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, very sorry. If you look at this page there, I can share this link like I was saying, and it says this is all the content that's open access, which means it's free. And there's open access journals. This is the full list of everything that's open access that's free. And when you click on a journal in JSTOR, and I'm just going to click on this title. If it's if it has a green dot by it, if it's green by the title, it will mean it's open access. And all of the free content is listed in this title list. And we've expanded that during this time period. The expanded resources that I was talking about, which it can be a little confusing, just means that the institution has to be already subscribed to JSTOR to get everything that's behind the paywall. They have to log into their JSTOR library account and then request the expanded access. And that's what is available to June 30th. But the open access is always open and available, that free access on JSTOR. I hope that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely. And then I think another question was regarding the medical collections.
Yes, we have journal archives and public health. We have those listed here, and these are temporarily free during this time period due to the pandemic. And again, I can follow up with this list. I can follow up with this link so you can follow up with everyone.
Sounds good. One more question. A user is asking, participant, I don't see her name. Last year, Kurmangadзе Conservatory, they had a free access or maybe test access, that's what I mean. And can they get the same this year?
Yes, we do 1 month trials. And if you had a trial last year, you can have another trial. If you can just follow up with me, you can just send me an email either to participation@JSTOR or to me directly. I can look into that, and we're not stingy with our trials by any means, so you'd be able to have another trial.
And then we have another participant, Olga Zaitseva. She wants to thank you for your work. KIMEP University has been subscribed to JSTOR collections for many years, and it's a great pleasure to work with you.
Oh, that's so wonderful to hear. Thank you.
We're at Narthos. We're also joining this praise, Kristen. You know, it's lovely working with you. JSTOR, we are subscribed to JSTOR collections, and we're very happy about our collaboration. We have another question from a participant. She's asking, for what period do you have the collections? For how many years are they archived for? I guess that's the question. For 10 years or more?
Oh, okay. So the moving wall, it depends for each. Is she asking about content? How long is it archived? Meaning, how long is the journal?
I think how long do you keep it on in your database? I think that's the question.
Oh, okay. So if you withdraw from JSTOR, if it's a book, it's perpetual access, meaning if you've downloaded it, it's yours forever. A journal, on the other hand, you're not going to be able to access it after you've withdrawn from it, but you have to withdraw. It will renew every year to the collection. So your institution will renew their annual subscription every year to that collection until you tell JSTOR, we want to withdraw from this collection. And you will continue to access all that content. So you're not going to be able to not access that content. Meaning, if we take a collection off, for some reason, if a publisher tells us we want to withdraw this journal off JSTOR, you will still access that collection, that journal, even if it's been withdrawn from JSTOR because you've paid for it.
So basically, and generally the archives, they're accessed from the very first year from when the journal was created, right?
Correct. Yes. Up until the moving wall. The moving wall is whenever the journal says,
you don't want to be in your database.
yeah. Sometimes it's the current year, but usually it's like 1 or 2 years from the current year.
То есть, уважаемые коллеги, получается, все журналы, которые есть на JSTOR, с самого первого выпуска они там хранятся. И по тот день, пока сам издатель не отказывается. Another question we have from Raushan Muhammadjanova. She's asking about JSTOR access to economics and tourism journals.
Yes. If there is a specific journal or collection, you can reach out to me and I can look into it. There's ways you can search. If you go to Explore JSTOR, you can search by the publisher and you can look for the specific title. You can also search by, subject. So if you wanted to search by economics or other, subjects within that, you can also search by title if you knew the exact title of the journal. So there's ways to search within our platform. You can also do an advanced search. And then that will tell you once you pull up the journal you're looking for, you hit journal info, and it'll tell you what collections it is. And this gives you the moving wall information. Again, you can also just email me and I can give you all this information as well. That's a lot of information that I just gave you. So
clarifying questions.
Yes.
Number one, is there any sort of selection process? Is it rigorous before you do include a journal in your database? And yeah, that's the first question. And then the second question, I think a lot of people who are not familiar with JSTOR, they sort of mix up all their research databases.
Yes.
And obviously JSTOR does not index. It's not an indexation type of database. It's more of a repository type. So could you maybe please say a little words on both these issues?
Absolutely. So we have a very rigorous process for submitting content. I'm not on the publisher side. I don't work with our publishers. I work with institutions directly. But our publisher side is extremely vigorous. We have a very rigorous process for curating content. It has to go through, there has to be a certain caliber of content before it can be on our paid publisher site. We do have open content, which is like our open collections, which is where institutions can publish community collections, which is a little bit different. Open community collections is where institutions can put up collections from their own, published open access. But even that is pretty rigorous process. Then what was the other you wanted me to describe?
Yeah, basically, like essentially the differences between JSTOR and other research databases that people are familiar with?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, journal rankings, in-depth examination of research, citation, all of our journals, one of the key benefits is that, you know, if you pull up a journal in JSTOR, your students have all the citations in the journal. So if they cite it, you know, they have all the different citations. They can copy. They can read online. They can download it. They can save it. It's broken up by chapter. It's, you know, everything on our platform is done a very particular way, and it's really important for research that it's done this way. And that is why we have tools for students on research best practices. We have tools for librarians on helping promote JSTOR to their students. You know, how to use JSTOR with teaching. This is what I was talking about with resources, because it isn't just like an index of content. Does that help?
Yeah, Kristen, I think
Okay.
I've shared your emails, as you said, participation.jstor@jstor.org, and also your Kристин Брэддок email. So probably you're going to hear a lot from Kazakhstani side.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I wish I could be there. Hopefully one day I can come and visit.
Definitely. There's a tight-knit community of Kazakhstani libraries, so you'll be welcome in any of our universities. Yeah, people are replying that they will contact you. So, Kристин, thank you very much for joining us. I know it's late time right now in New York City. It's an early morning time here in Almaty, but we already have about 160 participants. So it's great that despite the pandemic, despite the distance, we're able to connect and to, you know, learn more about JSTOR. I think what is so distinct about JSTOR is the fact that, as you said, the content is of a very high caliber. So that, of course, is a great thing. So thank you very much, Kристин. You're welcome to stay and listen to others if you like. We thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And please feel free to contact me with any feedback, questions, anything you need at all.
Thank you, Kристин. Я поблагодарила уважаемую Кристин Брэддок. Действительно, одно удовольствие с ней работать. Мы подписались на одну из крупнейших коллекций в этом году. И, ну, то есть все еще раскрываем для себя потенциал JSTOR. И, конечно, это один из таких образцово-показательных баз данных именно в отношении калибра, высокого калибра их